Well, a woo to you, chat. Oh, it's the end of the month already. Can you believe it? Time flies. The year's just going by so quickly. And what a fantastic month this has been. We've got a big event. A big event to talk about. The Kerfuffle. Internet 2 Electric Boogaloo. Perhaps hashtag Gamergate 2. Dare we dream, chat? Is it time? I know Sergen is painting models with Ricada right now. Maybe we should all go inform him. Gamergate 2 is officially a go! It's time, Brianna Wu has said Gamergate 2, Sargon. It is fucking time. Lead us. Lead us into glorious battle. It's time to take back video games, Sergen. I hope you've had a fantastic month. Oh boy, what a story. What a story we have for today. A whole lot of things to cover, really. Had to push some things back, cut some other things out, because I want to talk about the kerfuffle. I want to talk about Kerfuffles. And so we're going to be going over that in depth. The whole Kiwi Farms versus Kerfuffles internet blood war, starring Joshua Moon as anime protagonist Naruto, because he finally fucking came out and just admitted it. I love anime. He said it. He fucking said it. That man loves anime more than I do. And I'm glad he's finally come out of the closet. It's time. Lead by example, Josh. If you want Nick to step out and sashay around, you need to be honest with yourself. We know. You don't just love Naruto. You love Boruto, too. Right? That's the name of the sequel? I don't know. I don't watch that much anime, Josh. You're the expert now. Generous Josh. Anime lover. Oh, chat. Are you ready for the fun? Well, we've got some things to go through. Now I know, over the past, I'd say 4 or 5 months, this is really, we've been following the Ralph-a-Maniac quite a bit, as well as his friend Nick Fuentes. But I'm more interested in Kerfuffles. I think with Ralph, it's going to be waiting for his WrestleMania at the VFW or the A&W. Are they serving root beer and fucking hamburgers? I don't know what they're doing. But it's like 8 months away. So I'll wait for the inevitable wrestling match that devolves into like a meth bust, and then we'll cover that in December. That'll be the New Year's gift. Ethan Ralph arrested at honky tonk brawl at local VFW. Locals ashamed and confused. A little bit of sad news though to start us off. I know this is Year of the Chud. We need to keep that high energy going. But can I get some 07s in the chat? Can I get a couple of 07s in the chat? There's been a fucking tragedy. And I think we need to mourn the loss of my primary hat store. Now, hat haters out there have collectivized, and they've come after my glorious fucking merchandise. Rip in peace. Rip in peace, sweet prince. Tragic. Just fucking tragic. Now, I'm not saying that there's a particular reason that hat store got hit. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that a particular line of merchandise might have enraged somebody. Not saying that at all. But if you'd like a wonderful t-shirt, mug, or hat, or sticker, be sure to check out the still ongoing Deadbeat Dad collection over at the Selfie store. Link in the description. Oh my God. Please buy my merchandise. Buy all of it. All of it. We do have one minor piece of Ralph news before we get to something that's more entertaining. One minor piece. So, I don't know. He's worshiping the devil now, apparently. Like, you turn your back for a minute and it's just nonstop crazy shit. So, something about Moloch as a devil worshiper. Apparently had a fight with the people over at one of the streaming platforms, Odyssey. decided to leak some DMs. But in the DMs, Ralph is talking about, well, I was just thinking about worshiping the devil. That's a good... Chandra, what a good time to bring that up. I've been sitting over here thinking maybe I'm going to worship the devil. Moloch, okay. Lucifer sounds like my kind of... Hit me up with that email. Oh, it's a Gmail account. All right. So he had to delete the tweet. Didn't turn out the best. I'm not even going to blame the Moloch guy, the devil worshiper. Not even his fault. He was probably stunned. Imagine being a demonologist. All these creatures with red skin and horns and shit. And then here comes four-titted, double-stomached, truffle-hunting Ralph. He probably thought that was some shit from another dimension. Like some Cthulhian demon he's never heard of. Trying to catch it like a fucking Pokemon. Poor Moloch guy probably got scared shitless. Demons aren't supposed to look like that. What the fuck is this? Running for cover and shit. Lose my email. So, yeah. Ralph's out there worshiping Satan. There's your Ralph update. I love the devil. I email Moloch anytime I can think. Whenever I got some trouble, Chandra, I was just thinking of talking to the demons. Oh, Ralph, what are you doing? What are you doing, you stupid fucker? Okay, there you go. We summed up Ralph's month in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Oh, and Nick Fuentes, let's sum that up in a minute and a half. What was it? Latino Zoomer got arrested. It's one of the Groypers, got arrested for, terroristic threats and having child pornography. And then other Groypers are getting arrested, mysteriously. Not saying that's Baked Alaska, but maybe it's Baked Alaska. Maybe it's got a little bit to do with Baked. I don't know. Got me thinking over here. Baked signs a plea deal, starts talking to Justice Department. Everybody's getting arrested. Real coincidental timing. But it's a mystery. All right, there we go. We summed up Ralph and Nick. Let them fade into irrelevance. And we'll check back in December at the Honky Tonk Jamboree. Nick, are you going to a Honky Tonk Jamboree? What the fuck happened to you, bro? You're going to a VFW Honky Tonk Jamboree. They're going to be square dancing and shit there. I thought you were a Chicago boy. Other interesting news, Kiwi Farms has been down. We'll get to the main reason as to why that is here in just a second. But I love the fact that the second Kiwi Farms goes down, people lose their shit and just start saying anything. Just anything. They'll throw anything at the wall, and it just runs wild. Apparently, Chris Chan has escaped confinement. This has been something that's been trending on Twitter for like a week. Everybody has a variation of the story of Chris Chan squeezing out of his fucking cell house window, running down the street, avoiding law enforcement. You can't stop me. Chan's on the loose. He's got onion rings. He's treating them like fucking little gold rings from Sonic, fleeing down the fucking freeway, meth out of his head. And the best part is all the news coverage on it is like, well, we don't know if this is true, but people seem to think it's true, so I guess maybe. I've never seen journalists say that before. I saw like 3 or 4 articles. Maybe he did. What do you mean, maybe he did? What kind of fucking journalist are you? Maybe Chris Chan escaped from fucking prison? Do you want to call the USA Today fact checkers for that? Well, maybe. Maybe Chris Chan has escaped captivity. We're not 100% certain. Call the fucking jail. What do you think he's hiding at the old pickle factory? Oh, Chris is on the loose. Wherever could he be? Oh, the old pickle factory. They'll never find him there. No, I'm fairly certain Chris is still in custody. And if he has somehow found his way out of captivity and he's just living the life, running down freeways and shit, please film that and put it on social media. Because it's like a capstone. I want to watch it. It's like, where's Waldo? Instead of where's Waldo, it's where's Weirdo. Where's Chris Chan fled to? Oh, the old pickle factory, of course. God, absolutely love social media. They'll just run with fucking anything. Speaking of stuff, I think we got to talk about my boy that felt that Phoenix, Andy Worski, had his boxing match. If you remember, about 3-4 months back, Keemstar had tried to set up a boxing match between Andy Worski and Ethan Ralph. Now, Ralph needed permission, and I wouldn't sign his permission slip. Oh, Daddy Jim, can I box the felted phoenix? And since I didn't give him an answer, he decided I'm not going to do it. Andy, on the other hand, was still gung-ho about it. So Keemstar, which was nice of him, set Andy up with somebody else. He decided to set him up with somebody who knows how to box. Real nice, Keemstar. Andy's what you'd call a sacrifice. Andy is a human sacrifice that Keemstar set out into that ring for everybody's amusement. Can we get a round of applause for Keemstar? Keemstar let us watch a filmed murder take place at the O2 Arena in London. Keemstar woke up one day and said, how hard can I get Andy Worski hit? Let's find out. Call up Salt Poppy. Call up Salt Poppy, and let's have Andy Worski get the shit kicked out of him. Do you know, I've been talking longer about Andy Worski now than Andy Worski was standing inside the fucking boxing ring? Straight facts. Straight facts. Oh, everybody, look at all the applause, Andy. And everybody's clapping. Thank you, Keemstar. What a showman. He knows how to put on a show. Now, it's tragic because Andy needed the money for the baby. Ashton, I can hear the baby moving. Ashton, I'm going to knock out Salt Poppy and we're going to build the most beautiful crib together. Oh, I can hear the baby in your tummy right now. I'm going to win the belt, Ashton. I think we should have known things were going to go tits up for Andy when the stream that he did like directly before the boxing event was them getting shit-faced drunk and cooking. Well, could you call it cooking? Eating raw bacon. Here's Andy's fight prep for his fight. Half a bottle of liquor and about half a pound of raw bacon. And then he's flying out to London to get into a boxing match with a dude that knows how to throw a punch. Fucking amazing. Oh, Andy. I'm not sure who at the gym told you that, but I think they might have been fucking with you. I don't know if, half a pound of raw bacon and half a bottle of whiskey, or whatever it was probably the best pregame fucking pump-up for your boxing match. That live stream, very entertaining, though. I did enjoy it quite a bit. Now, Andy, this was a legitimately big event. Like, they had press conferences set up. The O2 Arena is really big. From what the commentators and, all the footage that you could see of it, it looked like they had sold quite a few seats. And I think they had said somewhere between like 30 or 40,000. 30 or 40,000 people in attendance at this thing. There's Andy in the bottom right. He won't even look at the cameras. He knows Keemstar has set him up as a sacrifice. Look at him. He's got his head down, tilted. He doesn't want to look at anybody directly. He's like, oh my God, Keemstar's trying to get me fucking murdered. Keemstar has set me up to be killed. But there he is. Huge press event, sold out arena. I mean, if you look at the live stream numbers from their public YouTube channel right before the boxing match, right when they had Andy up there, 60,000 people watching just on the live preview. So I'm not sure how many pay-per-view buy-ins they got, but 30 to 40,000 ticket seats, probably 100,000 buy-ins for Dazn. Is that it? Dazn? Dazzlin. I don't know how you pronounce it. Dazn. X Series, whatever. But, Andy's hyped. He's going to go in there. Now, I would love to show you footage of the boxing match, but, everybody's getting copyright struck on it. So, I had to come up with a creative way to recreate this for you. Don't worry, you're not missing much. Uh-oh. Is my stream going down? I seem to be having stream connection issues, chat. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, no, we're back. Okay. Things getting a little dicey there for a second. So let me recreate this for you because the copyright strikes are coming in. And, I'll try to do my best. So here's Andy praying to any god that might exist in heaven to please spare him from the brutal beating that's about to befall him. I love the look on. This is the look of a man that knows he's being marched to his death. You don't make that kind of. He's already got his post-knockout face already down. He put it on. He's walking in there looking like he's been knocked out already. This is gonna. I can mentally hear what he's saying right now. This is gonna hurt so much. Ashton, how am I gonna pay for our baby? He's gonna hurt me so much. Look at the disgust on PPP's face. He knows he's setting him in to be just destroyed. He's like, Andy, every time I rang that fucking bell on stream, it's a stress reliever, but boy, am I looking forward to watching you get your ass kicked. Now, when this match happened, I quite literally tweeted out, here we go, it's starting. And within 10 seconds, it was over. That's not even exaggeration. Salt Poppy walks over to him, does a little razzle-dazzle, a little bit of footwork, and just a two-hit combo. And Andy folds so quickly. And I love Salt Poppy, look at him. He's just staring at him. I love Andy took, there's this thing animals do, dogs especially, like the submissive posture, where they're like, oh, you're in charge. That's what Andy's doing. Look, I want you to really look at him. His legs are up in the air and spread. His arms are up in the air. He's got his tummy exposed. He's waiting for Salt Poppy to give him tummy rubs, like a dog would. Please give me tummy rubs. I'm sorry, Master. You're in charge. Give me tummy rubs. Andy's a good boy. Andy is a good boy. Please stop hitting Andy. I won't pee on the carpet no more. I promise, Salt Poppy. Give me tummy rubs. 10 seconds. Well, 29 seconds, but it took Salt Poppy a few seconds to walk over, and then he spent a few seconds thinking about how hard am I going to hit Andy? And then he hits Andy and then it's over. Andy's, if you watch him too, like, he's got his hands up and stuff. It's basic form. But you could tell he's a little jittery. Understandable. You're in an arena with 40,000 people watching, maybe 100,000 at home. It's a lot of eyes on you. You've never boxed before. All you've done is shit talk this guy. And now he's coming for you. He's breakdancing and shit. Salt Poppy's out busting a move. He's acting like he's playing Just Dance on the fucking Wii or something. As he's slipping and sliding over to Andy. And then just bam! Right on his ass. And then he dances away. A little dancing before the beatdown, a little dancing after the beatdown. Now, Andy actually got up, and he was like, I'm ready to go. But the ref was like, no, you're not. And in a video Andy put up on Twitter, of course, he was like, yeah, no, I wasn't ready to go. I got savagely beaten in this fucking ring. Oh. No, Andy lucked out. Didn't get any broken nose or black eye or busted cheek or dislocated jaw, nothing like that. He just got hit really hard on the button. That chin shot, I think it was, just sent him down. And I'm not saying I would have done better. Salt Poppy would have beaten me like I owed him money. But I probably wouldn't have shit-talked him ahead of time. I'd be like, listen, man, I think you're the world's best boxer. Maybe could you miss a few of those punches first? Give me a second to kind of cope before the fucking freight train or your fist hits my face? Oh, chat. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Did Andy do well? And let's just, I just asked the community, put some feelers out. Let's see what you think, chat. Put that up there for everybody. I'll give it a minute. We'll see what people are thinking. Oh, Andy, it's not. We've already got about 750 votes. It's not, I don't know, 2,000 votes now. 63 or 65% say, no, you did not do well in your boxing match. Who the fuck is saying, okay, come on. Who is giving it 35% saying yes? Andy dropped to that mat in 10 seconds. There was no boxing match. Andy basically tripped. the amount of time, I'm going to count how long Andy Worski was standing in that ring before he was on his ass. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done. That was Andy's boxing career. 32%. People love you, Andy. Even after getting knocked on your ass, 32%. You got like 1,000 people thought, hey, that's a pretty good job. Hey, he took that pretty well. Andy Worski got the shit beat out of him by Salt Poppy. He did pretty well. It's okay. Could have been worse. Could have been 5 seconds. Well, actually, it really could have been worse. If you watch those KSI boxing matches, especially the last one, where the dude's running around the ring crying about getting hit in the back of the head because he keeps turning away from a punch. Maybe he doesn't understand how punching works, so he's very confused. Why they keep hitting me in the back of the head? Why do they keep doing that? Well, maybe because you're fucking turning your head away. That was a fucking atrocious boxing match. Just very disappointing. Okay, we got like half the viewers now. I think that's fair enough on the poll. Did Andy do well on his boxing match? Survey says 68% no, 32% yes. Now, at the end of the day, got a lot of publicity. People were talking about it, got paid well. You know, so it is what it is. But it is amazing to me. I will say this, and this is honest. You got to remember, like 6 or 7 months ago, Andy Worski was doing video game streams playing Super Mario like Let's Plays to 20 people watching with no donations coming in. Then he starts doing a stream with PPP and they're starting making money and it's starting doing well. And then he's in a pay-per-view event in one of the biggest arenas in London, getting paid big dollars and being watched by probably 150,000 people in person and online. So, like, that's so fucking weird to me. To think of a streamer that went from 20 viewers watching Super Mario Let's Plays to standing in the middle of an arena in London on a pay-per-view event. That's why they call him the Phoenix. He got felted. He got knocked on his ass. But that is an accomplishment. I'm proud of our little retarded boy. I'm proud of our little retarded boy. I gotta admit, I'm stunned that he pulled that off. It's such a weird twist, a turn of events to end up in that situation. Could have been you, Ralph. You could have been in that arena. You could have made however much money Andy and PPP ended up making, which I'm sure was a good amount. Got a bunch of publicity. Get to network with a bunch of people, but you wanted to sign a fucking permission slip. So Andy went for it. Andy grabbed for the ring. He may have fallen down, but fuck. Going from 20 viewers on a Mario Let's Play to 150,000 people at a pay-per-view event, you gotta respect that a little bit. Would I have taken that punch if I were a healthier man in Andy's position? Probably. I probably would have. I probably would have gone down quicker, Andy, if it makes you feel any better. I'd have been down in 4 seconds. Of course, I would have been ducking. What is this guy doing? Can't do. Why is he shimmying across the fucking boxing ring? What is this guy doing? Acting like it's Call of Duty. I'm trying to hide in a bush and shit from Salt Poppy as I crawl my way around. So there's your Andy news. Andy went to fight, so he has the money to raise their beautiful baby, Ashton, our baby. And he got knocked on his ass. Oh. Now I am a bit sad, chat. I will say this. This was going to be like the Acer Thorn stream, right? That is what I really wanted to cover. All the legal stuff, the turkey stream, everything else. But the Kerfuffles and Kiwi Farms thing is a bigger deal to me for a lot of reasons. So that's primarily why I'm going to be focusing on that. But before we get into that, as long as we've got some high chud energy going on, I just want to remind you, we will get to Acer Thorn. More than likely next month. So that will be the next stream. But I just, a little taste of the turkey man, I think, is fair. Just to remind you of what is coming up and why Acer Thorn is the funniest fucking person on the internet. Because this is the dude we're going to be covering.
For interventions, they could prove powerful in years to come. While the Senate and other political institutions in the U.S.
I fucking love the gobbles. I love the turkey noises. They're the best. Soak it in, chat. Just drink it in. This is Acer Thorn in his purest form. Oh my god, I love that clip. That's a 1.5 minute clip. I'm sorry, a 2-minute clip from an hour and a half live stream. Acer Thorn is remarkable. Has filed numerous lawsuits against any YouTuber that's talked about him. In fact, the crux of what brought me into finding Acer Thorn was his fight with YouTubers. False DMCA claims, multiple millions and billions of dollars he's suing people for. Suing massive corporations, suing universities. This is a guy that had a contract with his father for how to pay rent and internet speed. And because his internet speed wasn't fast enough, he stabbed his father in the face, and then after being arrested for it, he sued his father for getting stabbed. So the guy that eats hot dogs half naked on stream and gobbles like a turkey sued a dude because he let himself get stabbed in the face by him. That is some next level shit. That Acer Thorn stream will be worth it. I promise you. But the will of the internet sometimes, it's a fickle mistress. You plan out things and they just don't go according to plan. Sometimes crazier things happen. And that's what brings us to the Kerfuffle versus Kiwi Farm Kerfuffle. Now, I don't know how many of you have paid attention to this. Maybe you've seen bits and pieces of it. It's been an ongoing thing that stretches back, I'd say, the real origin of it, months and months and months ago. But I will try to go through this as best I can, because I do think this is an important issue to talk about. I know, you're the chud, high energy and laughs, but this is a legitimate, important issue to talk about, because it has larger implications for things that go on the internet. Now, Kerfuffles, if you're unaware, things have escalated and now they're in hiding. Kerfuffles is somebody that made a name for themselves on social media by ratioing people on Twitter, which I don't even think is a proper they're using it in a weird way. Now ratio just means how many little ass slaps and upvotes. I got to get me my upvotes on Twitter, apparently. That's ratioing now. Little likes, little hearts. That's kind of how they made their name. But oh boy, did the drama hit over the past 2 weeks. And Kerfuffles had to go into hiding. Not just hiding, had to flee the continent. Had to go across an ocean because of the goddamn A-logs. Kerfuffles probably should have reached out to Ralph. Could have given some pointers and tips on how to deal with the damn A-hogs. Now, I like to call this properly, this video itself, like marking it in time chronologically on like a fucking a track. I would call this Phase 1. This is officially Phase 1. Things have escalated, and now I've gone into hiding. And what does Phase 1 consist of? Well, I think it touches on what is the larger issue here. Who is Kerfuffles? Who is Kerfuffles? Kerfuffles is the same type of person you've seen 1,000 times on the internet. Grifting gets thrown out a lot about fucking everybody at this point. Oh, it's a grifter. Oh, it's a grifter. Kerfuffles is a grifter. A con man. A flip-flap man selling snake oil. Literally. And we'll get to that later too. But Kerfuffles is, it's attention whoring. There used to be terms for things like this. GOTUS. It's somebody that wants power, money, fame. And you can see, the implications and the effects of that after the Phase 1 I've gone into hiding kicked in. The grift has worked. Look at the numbers. On their GoFundMe, nearly $100,000 raised. Their Patreon sitting at $2,500 a month. Now, What does Kerfuffle do? They ratio people on Twitter. That's Kerfuffle's content that they're getting $100,000 for and are being paid monthly $2,500 for. But it's not just the money. No, it's the attention. This is a typical example during what's been going on. I got denied for verification on Twitter. This is them using and leveraging their audience to try to force a social media platform to give them a little blue check mark so they have just a bit more power that they can use and abuse when they get into fights with people that disagree with them. And that's what Kerfuffle does day in and day out. Now, Kerfuffle has stated that they've run for their life. They've taken a fucking secret plane flight across the ocean. You're never going to find me. I've gone into hiding. I'm at some super secret military base 450 miles down in the Antarctic. But I'm still going to get on Twitter and start slap fights. Okay? So, what have they gained so far from phase one? A fucking lot of money, verification to piss on anybody they want, and they are the darling right now, the media darling of the press, because they're all writing articles. Now, you can see how Kerfuffle's, like, let's start, I'd say, closer to the beginning, right? With Destiny. When Kerfuffle was on Twitter, ratioing people and reporting things, this is stuff they were talking about. They were glad. This is who Kerfuffle is. These quotes, these tweets, these are real. I just took away your primary source of income. I will continue tagging Twitter support. Can my followers boost this? So Kerfuffle wanted to get Destiny because he had an opinion they didn't like. Wanted to get Destiny banned off of Twitch, banned off of Twitter, have their income taken away, have their life get shit on. They went after his fucking wife when this was all going on. Sound familiar? Have you noticed a theme of Year of the Chud for the last, since the beginning, all the way back to Jack Murphy? It seems to be a certain type of person. It's not even political. It's personality that want to basically deplatform, ban, censor, and just ruin anybody that disagrees with them, makes fun of them, talks about them, and they will use any means available to them to do it. We had Murphy going after people because of a super chat. We had Nick going after people because he doesn't like being laughed at. We had Ralph going after people because he's an idiot. And we've got Kerfuffle doing the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. These people are all the same. It's baked into them. It's not even a left and right thing. It's a personality fucking problem with these people. And this wasn't even good enough. As Kerfuffle has gained more followers and more money and more power and has become their, the media darling, they're still fucking angry about Destiny. This is a more recent one. Listen to this shit. This is just 4 days ago. They're referring to Kiwi Farms. If this site stays online, another trans person will be murdered by Joshua Moon and the users of his forum. If we can get Destiny's account clapped, there will be a chilling effect on people who are willing to show public support for Josh and his legion of sociopaths. So even months later, after trying to get Destiny's income taken away from him, after trying to get Destiny deplatformed, they are still fucking angry about it. And they still want to get his, quote unquote, account clapped. Want to take out, Destiny. Destiny. He's really well known for being, a horrific right-wing troon hunter, isn't he? That's when I think of Destiny, I think neo-Nazi. That's what we all know fucking Destiny for. Oh, boy, that guy's right-wing. But Kerfuffle wants him destroyed because he didn't put up with their shit. Because Destiny wasn't going to fucking bend a knee to this bullshit. Unfucking real. So what is the origin of the current kerfuffle? It's a war between a forum on the internet, Kiwi Farms, and our little media darling here, Kerfuffle. And why is this war going on? It's because they have a thread on Kiwi Farms where people talk about the dumb shit Kerfuffle has said, where people talk about the dumb shit Kerfuffle has done. where they talk about Kerfuffle's past and past statements and past actions and associations, where they say mean things about Kerfuffle's. And Kerfuffle's has decided that Kiwi Farms must be destroyed. Joshua Connor Moon must be destroyed. I mean, you can see it in this fucking tweet. If that site stays online, another trans person will be murdered by Josh Moon. Who the fuck is Josh Guild? I'm pretty sure the last time a trans person knocked on Josh's door, he was in the toilet taking a shit. I don't think Josh Moon has personally murdered anyone. Nor do I believe that his fucking forum has killed anyone. But we'll get into more of this as we go. So Kerfuffle's is mad this fucking forum exists. Kerfuffle's is mad there are threads talking about dumb shit Kerfuffle's does. And Kerfuffle's wants to use their growing celebrity status, social media influence, to take on anybody that would dare to question that or to run contrary to that. And the ridiculous shit that they're saying out there as this has been going on, because they're really full of themselves. I mean, they are narcissistic to a T. Kerfuffle's and their supporters are very narcissistic. They think they're untouchable, that they can get anything done. And if you've watched for the last week, you've probably seen that's not true at all. I mean, they're talking about the Kiwi Farms Air Force. Kiwi Farms, an internet forum, they believe Josh Moon has a drone swarm. All right, there's only one person here that has a drone swarm. You're listening to him talk right now. And I don't rent my Air Force out to Kiwi. This is from Trans Salamander on Twitter. Drop Kiwi Farms because they've flown drones over our ranch to take pictures, try to get us in trouble with the cops claiming we abuse our animals, and made the choice for me as to whether or not I'd make my last name public. So in there, like this, you know, how Ralph talks about fan fiction farms. Picture this. They believe that Josh Moon, hiding somewhere in Eastern Europe, has it would have to be international, because it's got to go across the fucking ocean. Intercontinental. So Josh Moon has an intercontinental air force of fucking drones that he uses to hunt down trans people all across America. He's flying them over, taking pictures of their am holes against their consent. And it's just believed. Throw it up. Sure, why not? Josh Moon has a drone swarm, and he's out there troon hunting. That's fucking case closed. We don't need any validation on it. He's doing it. Amazing. Now, you can... I love, one of the funniest things about Kerfuffle's is they get super arrogant and high off their own farts, and they'll make a statement, a very grandiose one, and then like an hour later, the opposite happens. Here's a great fucking example. Josh Moon, you laughed at me when I said I was going to work as hard as I could to get your heinous website offline. Now who's laughing? Yeah, Josh Moon, who's laughing now with your website? Oh wait, the website's online right now? You could go to kiwifarms.net right now? That website, that's still on the internet? Oh shit, Kerfuffle's, I think I know who's laughing.
You probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
I don't know, maybe fucking Josh is laughing, Kerfuffle's. Because every time you've threatened to take down his website, he somehow has gotten it back online with like in an hour or a day. Kiwi Farms goes down every month because there are a bunch of people, Kerfuffle's, just like you that are real big mad about it. So they spend their check every payday trying to take down Kiwi Farms. It's the new Ed. Maybe you're too much of a fucking Zoomer to remember this, but when Encyclopedia Dramatica was the big bad boy on the block, and everybody had a problem with that, it was, I'm going to take down Ed. Now, they had a lot of help because half of the sysops and owners of Ed were all heroin addicts that would, nod out for a week and a half and the site would go to shit or they'd steal donation money. But the point is, it's not a new concept. I'm going to take down Kiwi Farms. Oh, we're just doing shit that's already been done. So there's Kerfuffle's, very angry, start their crusade against Kiwi Farms, goes into hiding because they've been swatted, claiming to have been swatted, changed the story 3 times on how the swatting happened. Did the cops come in with guns? Did they knock on the door? Did they have a warrant? Did they not have a warrant? Did they take anything? Nonetheless, Kerfuffle is fleeing the country. And in the midst of all of this, for no reason at all, because the internet loves insanity and everybody loves a good fucking drama, let's get MTG involved. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of our elected representatives, ends up getting swatted, and this is mind-blowing because they're so dumb they believed. I'm actually, my brain is slow. It's stopping. The words no work, no good no more. I feel like Andy Worski. I just got hit by Salt Poppy. Because when you read this, you'd think that maybe you don't take it as seriously as you would be led to believe. 911 received a call from the suspect, claims that he's connected to the website kiwifarms.net, stated that their username is Autistic Right. So, they get swatted while this is going on, and then the person that swats them calls back and says, by the way, just in case you didn't know, I'm a moderator on kiwifarms.net. Hail Joshua Moon, the corn harvester. Also, I'm a mod there, and I love to sweep it up. And of course, Marjorie, being the big brain person that she is, goes on and says we need to eradicate Kiwi. I don't fucking believe this is happening.
The suspect claims that he or she is connected to this website, which is a site that actually supports cyber stalking. The suspect even gave police their username. So basically, as you pointed out, this is a suspect admitted to intending to do harm via cyber stalking. You said you fully want to, prosecute whomever did this. And I'm assuming that suspect is still at large, right?
Yes, there's an investigation underway, and there's an even investigation into whether that's really the person that did this. But isn't it concerning that such a website exists? Like, why does that even exist? Mm-hmm. That website needs to be taken down.
So this big brain politician, well, I don't know if that's really true. It's probably not, but that website's bad. We need to get rid of it. What the fuck are you talking? What are you smoking? What the fuck do you mean? That'd be like if the person had called back and instead of saying Kiwi Farms and I'm a moderator, that said something like, "This is Elon Musk. This is Elon Musk from Twitter." It's just like, we need to get rid of Twitter right now. That Elon Musk guy's a bad news.
There should be no business or any kind of service where you can target your enemy. That's absolutely absurd. And this is the type of lawlessness that Democrats want all over the country. You know, the Democrats are the party of defund the police, which has created crime that is going out of control all over the country. But it's also failure of our government and failure of our law enforcement to not take down a website like that. Like, all of these types of groups need to be completely eradicated.
Completely eradicated. What a dumb what a dum-dum. Let me just say it like that. Let me use my censored speech and just say what a dum-dum. So Kiwi Farms needs to be eradicated and removed from the internet because you got swatted by somebody obviously using a fake name. And then what happens? What's the follow-up? Swatted again. Swatted twice. It's a twofer. The rep got a twofer. Marjorie got a twofer. Now, I don't know what name they gave the second time. I'm pretty sure I saw the police report. I don't know if they called back in saying it was another moderator or a completely unrelated person. Who fucking knows? Swatted twice. So here's Kerfuffle's. They start their war with Kiwi Farms. Now we get a rep that gets swatted, making the story bigger. News media is picking it up. But I wanted to focus on one aspect I've personally seen. We can talk about the stuff Kerfuffle has said, Kerfuffle has done, and we will get to that. But I want to show you how Kerfuffle behaves. Because it's really interesting when somebody paints himself as a martyr or as a victim on social media or, just anywhere on the internet. And then how do they behave once they have the spotlight on them? Kerfuffle's argument is that Kiwi Farms is terrible, that they dox people, that they swat people, that they put up information that leads to harm, and that these actions are bad. That Kiwi Farms is a place where these actions can happen and it needs to be removed because it's a bad thing to have happen. So clearly, if Kerfuffle believes all of that's terrible, well, they would never engage in anything like it, right? They'd be squeaky clean, except they're not. Now, my good friend, Quarantined Coof, on Twitter had a run-in with Kerfuffle for about 2 days before they decided it wasn't working out well for them. And just some of the statements and shit that they said during that 2-day period, I think really helps to highlight that they're not they're not a martyr by any stretch of the imagination. This is Kerfuffle's. This is an interaction, but take a good look. What a cute family, Kerfuffle says. Surely his mother will not lose her job because of her son's heinous actions and have to leave the internet. So, Kerfuffle's, who cries about being doxxed, Kerfuffle's, who cries about family members being involved in things, Kerfuffle's, who says that's bad, and these bad things happen on Kiwi farms, are doing those, quote-unquote, bad things on Twitter instead. But that's okay. Their justification you can see higher up. My thread is full of pictures of my entire family, and Josh encouraged it. I post one photo and did not ask people to harass them. I don't care about your cry bully bullshit. That's interesting. Cry bully bullshit, Kerfuffle's. That's your grift. Who the fuck are you calling a cry bully? You did not ask people to harass them with your wink wink, nudge nudge. Boy, hope nobody takes a look at this picture of this dude's mom and fires her ass. That'd be tragic. Really? We're not 5 years old. This isn't, the internet is not comprised of kindergartners, Kerfuffle's. We can fucking read between the lines. It's fairly obvious what you're doing, what the intended effect here is. Oh, it's tragic when it happens to me. In fact, they actually say that. You don't get to dox my mother and then cry victim when I post photos of your mother, Joshua. You started this. I wouldn't even have known about your shitty website had you not pinned my newly created thread to the homepage. Anything that happens to you is your own fault. Somebody ring a fucking bell. Kerfuffle's, is that really? Anything that happens to you is your own fault. Kerfuffle's, are you sure you want to go with that? With all the shit that's happening to you right now, anything that happens to you is your own fault. That's the mantra? Is everything fair game? Is that what you're saying, Kerfuffle's? So, I guess I'm fucking confused. Is Kiwi Farms bad because it allows you to do shit? Because it seems you can do that exact same shit outside of Kiwi Farms. Or is doxing people's family bad? Because, again, I'm confused. You're doing it. Which is it, Kerfuffle's? Also, I love it. Quarantine Coof calls them out on misgendering Josh's mother, because they did, by the way. They said lose their job because of his sons. And this is what your trans activist, your martyr, your freedom fighter said. I don't care that I misgendered Josh Moon's mother. Why am I being virtue signaled at? Are you fucking kidding me? For the last 2 years on the internet, if anybody doesn't use the proper pronoun, they get just screamed at. Just screamed at. Not using my pronouns is an assault on me. Not using my pronouns affects my mental health. Not using the proper pronouns will lead to more trans suicide. Not using the proper pronouns is a form of bullying. But here's the trans activist, the martyr themselves, Kerfuffle's, on social media in front of their entire audience saying, yeah, I don't fucking care. I don't care that I misgendered Josh Moon's mom. Who cares about pronouns? I'm in it for the money. I'm in it for the money. Ridiculous. I also like how Kerfuffle's will put out information to try to make Kiwi Farms look terrible and then not give any context to it. Again, engaging in the same things they claim are being done to them. Kiwi Farms was initially created to stalk and harass an autistic trans woman. The main people they focus on usually have similar traits, being transgender and or neurodivergent. Again, our friend, Quarantine Coof. That's terrible. What happened to the poor innocent person this forum targeted? Checks notes. Oh, they're in prison for raping their mother. Because Kerfuffle's is talking about Christian. The person we just said was on the run from the police, squeezed out of that fucking jailhouse window. That's who they're talking about. Now, Kerfuffle's wants to make you think that Christian has become a terrible person solely because Kiwi Farms exist and solely because of the trolls. I would counter that Chris was drawing nude pictures of Megan all the way back in the day. that she was constantly talking about what a sex pest he was. That if you go and watch the Geno Samuel documentary, you will hear in multiple parts of that Chris talk about weird shit in regards to his mother and a sexual nature. This isn't something that Kiwi Farms cooked up. Josh Moon wasn't holding a camcorder while Chris was slamming that bar pussy, Keffels. All right, Chris took advantage of a dementia-ridden old woman who was so far gone with Alzheimer's or brain damage or whatever the fuck is going on that he raped her. Chris Chan raped his mother, and you're trying to make it like, oh, this poor brave trans woman is being affected. Chris didn't even become trans until like 2 years ago. What the fuck are you talking about? You're leaving out some small details, Keffels. You know, some minor points of interest when you talk about the terrible Kiwi people. Oh, poor Chris Chan. If only that forum didn't exist, he wouldn't have been raping dementia-ridden 80-year-old women that don't know what time of day it is. Now, for some reason, Keffels didn't like that tweet, probably because, you know, nearly 10,000 likes. Oh, the ratios or some shit. I don't know. Everything's a number. Got to crunch the numbers for support. This was their reaction to bringing up the fact that Chris Chan raped his mother. Whether or not this is true. Who starts... What kind of fucking reply is that? What do you mean, whether or not this is true? Hey now. You're being awfully mean to that rapist. Hey, everybody, wait a second. That guy's bullying a mother raper. Hashtag don't bully the mother rapers out there. Whether or not this is true. What? Does not mean Kiwi Farms victims driven to suicide deserved it. Chris Chan didn't kill themselves. Chris Chan raped their mother. I would be more concerned about what happens when Twitter support finds out about your We Was Metokur ban evading. You're already banned on YouTube. Oh, don't shh, it's a secret. You're already banned on YouTube, Patreon, and everywhere else. Keep your head down. Have you noticing a common trait? They get very sassy. Who's laughing now, Josh? Destiny's about to get clapped. You better keep your head down. Here's a follow-up tweet. I don't give a shit about politeness. People like him, they're referring to Quarantine Coof. I don't give a shit about politeness. People like him want me dead. He wants all of us dead. Make sure to boost this post and let Twitter support know about his ban evasion. This is the last account he has on a public-facing platform. Oh, Kerfuffles, what are you doing? That guy said Chris Chan raped his mother. I don't know if it's true or not, but he wants every one of us trans people dead. Ban him. Get him out of here. He made me look stupid. That means he wants me dead. Ban him and get rid of him immediately. Brianna, start up the hashtag. It's Gamergate 2 time. Brianna, come here. It's Gamergate 2 time. Are you fucking kidding me? He wants us all dead. Speaking of getting people killed, here's a real gem. If I have any Ukrainian followers here, is the phone number and address for where Kiwi Farms is currently hosted. Do your thing. The site is down, but I know Josh Moon has expressed warm sentiments to Vladimir Putin, and the site has many Putin supporters on it. I would let them know this. Where do we even begin with this one? There are like 9 different directions we could approach this from. Let's start with a basic just narcissism. Ukraine and Russia are engaged in a fucking war right now. But Keffels, so deluded and drunk off social media e-fame, believes that they can interrupt a fucking war and get some shit done. Oh, guys, could you put your guns down? Could you, Mr. Putin, Mr. Zelensky, I understand. There's some issues going on in your countries, but there's a guy on the internet that's making fun of my am-hole, and I need it shut down. Here's their physical fucking location in Kiev. By the way, everybody associated with it loves Putin. Hope nothing bad happens to anybody. Fucking really? Really? Did you think that what? You think fucking NATO's gonna jump on that? The UN's gonna do a binding resolution? Because Josh Moon's international intercontinental fucking drone fleet is taking troon pics from the air? Is that what we're believing is happening right now? Mr. Zelensky, Mr. Putin, please stop this evil Joshua Moon. Wow. It's a level of hubris and arrogance you don't really see very much anymore. It's somebody that's just so far gone. Like, here's another example. There are many examples. Here are a couple more. The lesson I learned is the only way to earn respect is through fear. Keep up the pressure and they will march in pride parades with us. That's a doozy. What are we learning about Kerfuffles? This is just from like 3 or 4 days worth of tweets. They are fine doing everything they complain about. They don't have a problem with Kiwi Farms being the place to do it. Or I'm sorry, it's that Kiwi Farms allows things they don't like but want to engage in. And because they don't have the same kind of control there that they would on Twitter, that's why Kiwi Farms is bad. So they're fine with putting up family members' pictures, trying to get people fired, trying to get their income taken away, get them deplatformed, get them banned. There were more tweets. I won't put them up, but Kerfuffles is putting up pictures of Josh's mom, arrest records, everything. And I'm not even saying that's not fair game. If Kerfuffles' point had been, I'm totally fine with all this shit, there wouldn't be any issue. But Kerfuffles has directly said that this is all terrible, that these things are terrible, you should never do them, and then he engages in them. And then makes statements about how people should live in fear, how they're going to. I'll show you. I'll show you some of the shit Kerfuffles has been saying. This one is really good. This is a follow-up to the posting pictures of Moon's mom. Everyone upset that I posted a photo of Josh Moon's mother are being performative as hell. As a result of this forum targeting me and my mother has been doxxed, gotten threatening phone calls, letters sent to her house in my dead name, and emails harassing her for months. Keep crying. And then they followed up with this. This is archived, by the way. They deleted a lot of this. If you have an active Kiwi Farms account, I will not only post your name publicly, I will find your employer and forward them your post history. I have no tolerance for hate, and users of the site should feel more scared to get as bold as they do. This is a hate group. This is mask off. All right, there's no subtlety here. I mean, they're reveling in the idea of this. You know, little doxing here, little harassment there. But now they're going to get the names of everybody that posts on Kiwi Farms, which will wipe out half of YouTube. Because they all get their shit from Kiwi Farms, so half of YouTube's gone. They'll post their names and then forward it to... Why would you forward it to the employer? What the implication be, Kerfuffles, of forwarding it to somebody's employer? Oh, you want to get them fired. Now imagine you're on this forum and you've never even been in the Kerfuffles thread. You're in the, Chris Chan thread because you want to know about the guy that raped his mother, Kerfuffles. And here comes Kerfuffles and they magically get your name. I don't know how. And then forward it to your employer. Because you need to be taught a lesson. What is it with people wanting to teach everybody a lesson on the internet lately? I guess I'm just a little confused as to why so many lessons need to be taught on the internet. I'm going to teach you a lesson. You're going to learn. You're going to learn good. Oh my God. Oh. So this has been going on for a week. Longer if you count the initial start of it. So you got a person that desperately wants attention, power, and fame. They do it by being a reply person on anything they can. They eventually reply their way into getting attention by going after Destiny and then start ratioing anybody they can, which is basically just banging a drum and screaming, I'm an attention whore. They want those likes and follows. They start building that up. People start digging into them to find out who the fuck this person is. Start finding some pretty shady shit in their past. Information starts getting spread and people are looking into them. Now suddenly they're saying they're getting swatted. They've got to flee the country. And after they've fled the country, they're screeching on social media daily about how they're going to not just go after Josh Moon or Josh Moon's family, but everybody associated with this forum. They're going to dox them and get them fired. Because you need to live in fear. You need to live in fear because that's how we get you to march in pride parades. This is your trans activist. How do we get people to support us? Oh, we put them in a state of fear because they have no other fucking alternative. Really? It's really what you want to go with. That's what we're going with. Put them in a state of fear and force them to do it because they have no other choice. Just keep the pressure up. Just dox them and put them in a state of fear. And, I'm a trans activist, but I don't give a shit about pronouns. Here's my donate button. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit me up on Patreon. Who cares about pronouns? Also, let's put them in a state of fear because they have no choice and they need to do what I want them to do. Oh, this is a dime a dozen bullshit that you used to see on the internet all the time. We've seen this over the last decade. This approach has been done before, Kerfuffles. You're not unique in it. You're just really bad at it because you're flailing all over the place. Because you'll go on social media and say really stupid shit that people will screen cap and archive, and then you delete it hoping that, it just goes away, but it doesn't. Which got you into this in the first place because your fucking thread was full of statements you'd make, and then you'd kind of hush them away, kind of make it go away. No, you clearly don't have an issue with Kiwi Farms in and of itself. You have an issue with the fact you don't have power there to do the shit you do on Twitter. That's what it is. That's what you're upset about. All the things they do and say, you don't give two fucks about that because you engage in it. You do it. You're mad because you can't throw your weight around on Kiwi Farms. That's what this is all about. It's attention whoring, grifting, and you're mad that Josh won't give you a special sticker that says Kerfuffle's in charge. Well, I'm sorry that he's too busy watching Boruto, whatever, to give a shit, Kerfuffles. But apparently it's not going to happen. Oh, sorry, Chad. Voice is getting a little sore there for a second. Let's take a small break, because this was phase one. Okay, I know I'm condensing things down a bit. I am. But think of this as phase one of what Kerfuffles is doing, which is making themselves look stupid. That's phase one. Remember, phase one is, I've got it, things have escalated, now I'm in hiding. That's phase one. And phase one, again, made him a lot of fucking money. Made them a lot of money. Got them that verification they've been wanting. Got them all the press accolades they've been wanting. Oh, no, are they high on their farts right now going after anybody laughing at them? Kerfuffles didn't just threaten Josh or Kiwi Farms users. Threatened anybody that would ever say something in response to them. Wanting Destiny to get banned. Went after Nick Diorio. Went after Augie RFC. Went after Nick Rekieta. Tried to get him not just banned and deplatformed. Tried to get his legal license taken away. Why? Because Nick doesn't agree with their stupid shit. If you make a statement against Kerfuffles, they're going to, start doing their ratio thing to try to get you disappeared from the internet. So that's phase one. But that still leaves, we've got phase two coming up. So before we jump into phase two, we'll take a small break. I'll get to super chats too and stuff later on. We'll take a small break. I'm going to grab a drink. If you want a drink, grab a drink. Do a little Rama Rama. Always a good song. Everybody loves it. Positive message. Important message for the people out there. So we'll do that. Let me say. I need to have these. Ready to go. There we are. Take 5 minutes. We'll come back and we'll get into the big-brained phase two of the MC universe of Kerfuffles versus Kiwi Farms. Brilliant. Brilliant, Kerfuffles.
Forever. Show me sister, show me brother, and we stand strong for one another. Come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah! Come on, come on. We put the leaders over the islands. You don't save petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car space. Don't be rama-rama, messing with your brain. You say you're deadly, do you understand? You don't sip petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car it goes. Don't be rama-rama, sniffing up your nose. We could lead us over the islands. You don't save petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car stays. Don't be rama-ramas messing with your brain. You say you're deadly. Do you understand? You don't save petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car it goes. Don't be rama-ramas sniffing up your nose. Use your brains, think about your culture.
Okay. Chad, I hope you've taken that lesson into consideration. Don't be rama-rama. Can't be sniffing that petrol. It's dangerous. We don't want to do it. Okay. Oh boy, time for phase 2, Chad. Now, phase 2 is more recent. This came out Tuesday, so just yesterday. Just yesterday, phase 2 finally was initiated. We've got a green for go on the amholes, boys. Let's kick the tires, light the fires. It's phase 2 of the MCU. So, Kerfuffle announces, I'm going to do a live stream. Phase 2 for the Drop Kiwi Farms campaign is a go. And what is phase 2? Let me sum it up for you. Phase 2 was an hour-long live stream in which Kerfuffle basically said 3 things. 1, they created a website where they could yell about Josh Moon and how terrible Kiwi Farms is and blame Kiwi Farms for the suicide of 3 people. That was the big thing. There's also a giant donate button. Can't forget that. That's part 1 of phase 2. Part 2 of phase 2 was an email campaign. They're going to email Cloudflare and complain a lot and make Cloudflare get rid of protection for Kiwi Farms. That way they can DDoS it. And I'm not even kidding you. Initially, when Kerfuffle was talking about this, it's blatant what they're talking about. We want to get rid of, DDoS protection for Kiwi Farms so it can be taken off the internet through illegal means. That's phase 2. Part 2 of phase 2. And then part 3 of phase 2, the real, the cherry on top, is a in real life announced protest for October 18th at a Cloudflare event out in, I think, San Francisco, California. So build a website to put up all the things you want to say because you hate Josh Moon and you hate Kiwi Farms. Give out a bunch of email addresses to people that, like the janitor at Cloudflare, Kerfuffle. I mean, who are we emailing? And then the final, thing is a in real life protest, and then saying they can't ignore us. This is the big deal. Now you can tell this was kind of cobbled together quickly. They're repeating paragraphs and spelling mistakes. Looks very Angel Fire-esque in its construction. Now you're saying, Jim, why don't you go on the website and show it to us? I'm not touching that website. Kerfuffle has probably declared that they've, IP logging people that use their chat feature through, Kerfuffles.gg. So who knows what the fuck's going on with that website. But I saved you an hour, and I saved you a scroll. Now, if you want to see exactly what's on the website, you could go there. Or you could go to Kerfuffle's thread on Kiwi Farms, because Kiwi Farms is still up, isn't it, Kerfuffle? But this was the big thing. Now, again, I noticed something really interesting, by the way, when Kerfuffle was doing their presentation about this, and they talked about the Josh Moon section of the website. Because Kerfuffle decides that they're going to, what's the term? What's the term when you use somebody's name that's been changed? When you have an old legal name and you change it, what is that trans activist term? Dead name? Is that what it is, Kerfuffle? Did you dead name Josh Moon? Because Kerfuffle pulls up his name change. He changed the name his daddy gave him. I'm sure Ralph is doing fucking cartwheels over this. But Kerfuffle pulls that up and dead names Josh. Which, by the way, if you've listened to Kerfuffle for the last 2 weeks, all they do is complain about being dead named. Don't you dare call me my name that I was legally born with. It's, actually, I don't know what Kerfuffle goes by. Is it really Kerfuffle? Maybe it is. I don't know. But don't you dare dead name me. Dead name's Josh. Our trans activist, all right, doesn't care about pronouns and loves to dead name people. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. Oh, now I know a lot of you out there are really curious. What is What is Josh's real name? I can't, I'm not going to dead name him. But I'll tell you this, he was the boy that lived, bitch! He was the boy that lived, Keffels! What are you doing? House Gryffindor's fucking your shit up! Dead naming a wizard? What are you doing, Keffels? What are you doing? He lived, motherfucker! He lived! Keffels! You need to think about who you're fucking with. Abracadabra and shit! This wizard loves anime and you're fucking with the wrong person! Oh. Fucking House Gryffindor. She's picked a fight with House Gryffindor. What the fuck is going on the internet? I love it. I absolutely love it. Keffels, you're dead naming a wizard. You see this scar, bitch? I got it from an am hole when I was flying my drone storm over a ranch. I was personally on that drone, Keffels. They shot me down, but I lived, bitch. I lived. Amazing. Oh, the internet is a just magically silly place sometimes. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. So this is, I want you, like, when you talk about spectacular failures on the internet, of just people imploding or shit going wrong, I mean, we've seen this with Ralph for like the last 6 months, right? But Keffels is like, they're really living up to that speedrunner mentality of how to embarrass yourself repeatedly over and over again. Like 4 or 5 times they've declared victory over Josh and the website, and then the website comes back up in like an hour. So now here's their big thing. They're going to protest Cloudflare. They're going to do an email campaign against Cloudflare. They've got their journalist friends writing articles, Time and Bloomberg and everybody else, about Cloudflare to try to create an artificial sense that there's an organic movement that agrees with them. Well, today, Cloudflare decided to respond. Cloudflare heard you, Keffels. Cloudflare understands. So let's go look at the response that Cloudflare put up. Let me make sure I've got display capture up here. Hopefully this works. Here we go. We're on the, excuse me, a little bit of a sore throat. So this is Cloudflare. This is a blog. They just put it up. You can see right there, August 31st, 2022. This is today, just hours before this stream. Matthew Prince, that's the, that's the guy, what is it, Dakota East or whatever, that she's constantly screaming at. Cloudflare's abuse policies and approach. This is the blog they wrote. Ready? Here we go. Wait a minute. What? Chat, what is that? I don't know what does this mean? YWNBAW? Quote us on that. For more information, hold your breath or click the link below. What? Chat? Do I have the, maybe, is this the right, I think, hold on a second here. Let me just double check my fucking sources here. I think I might have gone to the wrong website. I don't know what's going on. Matthew Prince is going a little bit hard there. Matthew Prince going a little bit hard. I'm not sure. Oh, I see. I just needed to refresh the page. I'm sorry, chat. Needed to refresh the page. Guess that was a technical issue. Yep. Oh, here we go. Here's the actual. Here's the actual article. Guess they had to do some editing, maybe. That was like a placeholder for the actual article. Here we are. Cloudflare launched nearly 12 years ago, and we've grown to operate a network that spans more than 275 cities in 100 countries with millions of customers. So they're just talking about their history, talking about their abuse policies and what they've updated. Now they start to get into a little bit of things. However, as questions have arisen, we thought it made sense to describe these policies in details here. Again, going over what their take is, how they work, what services they offer, DDoS mitigation, web application firewall, access rate, rate limiting, authoritative DNS, recursive DNS, just all that shit. A basic primer in what Cloudflare does when it offers DDoS protection or when they host different products. Talking about security services, talking about avoiding abuse and power. And this is where it gets interesting. Some argue, starting right here, some argue that we should terminate these services to content we find reprehensible so that others can launch attacks to knock it offline. Remember when I told you that Kerfuffle was blatantly telling people, it wasn't even subtle. They wanted to strip away DDoS protection so they could illegally take down a website. And here's Cloudflare basically acknowledging that's what they heard too. Some argue we should terminate the services we find reprehensible so others can launch attacks to knock it offline. That is the equivalent argument in the physical world that the fire department shouldn't respond to fires in the homes of people who do not possess sufficient moral character. Both in the physical world and online, that is a dangerous precedent, and one that is over the long term most likely to disproportionately harm vulnerable and marginalized communities. Wow, that's really weird, Keffels. It's almost like Cloudflare, saw you saying shit like, I don't fucking care about pronouns, and I'm a trans activist and I want to rule people through fear and dox them, and, illegally attack websites, and they thought, maybe that's not somebody we should listen to. Maybe fuck off. Maybe this is really a nice way for a corporation to say, fuck yourself. Today, more than 20% of the web uses Cloudflare's security services. When considering our policies, we need to be mindful of the impact they have and precedent we set for the internet as a whole. Terminating security services for content that our team personally feels is disgusting or immoral would be the popular choice. But in the long term, such choices make it more difficult to protect content that supports oppressed or marginalized voices against attacks. If you want to read between the lines a little bit, Cloudflare's trying to put the training wheels back on your ass. They're essentially saying that useful idiots such as yourself that go out and destroy things that are abhorrent eventually become no longer useful, and then you get fucked by the power structure. And Cloudflare is that's basically what they're saying. They're like, hey, idiot, once you get rid of Kiwi Farms and once all of this shit plays itself out, who do you think is going to be next? Probably fake activists, huh? They talk about refining their content. They talk about what happened in 2017 with the Daily Stormer, and in 2019 with the image board 8chan, and talk about how even after getting rid of them, they saw a dramatic increase in authoritarian regimes attempting to have us terminate security services for human rights organizations, often citing our own language as our justification back to us. Now, let me close that for a second. So, Cloudflare is basically saying, yeah, we've done this a couple times in the past, and then governments want us to go after different groups of citizens, so hey, idiot, maybe shut the fuck up. Cloudflare's also saying, hey, idiot, we know what you want to do because you basically said it out loud in front of everybody. Maybe shut the fuck up. We're not going to facilitate your illegal activities and attacking a website once DDoS is stripped from it. So that's, congratulations. Remember, phase 2. Where are we right now? Phase 2? How long has phase 2 been going on? An hour? Phase 2 has been going on for how long? Where is it? Where's fucking phase 2? Phase 2, campaign, live stream, website, email campaign, protest. I'd say in less than the span of 24 hours, Kerfuffle's got absolutely nuked out of the water. Just blown the fuck out. How do you get blown the fuck out that hard, Kerfuffle? How does that happen? How do you get blown the fuck out that hard, that quick? You've been complaining for a week. You thought that all the journalist friends and the activists and former names of, niche micro e-celebs were going to be enough to bully a massive corporation into letting you run rampant over things you don't like. And you got blown the fuck out in the span of 24 hours. Now, I'm sure Kerfuffle isn't going to stop. I'm sure there are going to be more articles. I'm sure there are going to be protests. I mean, you make good money off this. We saw from the GoFundMe. We saw from the Patreon. There's a lot of money to be made in this. So I don't think they're going to stop anytime soon. But as far as phase 2 is concerned, it fizzled out. Kerfuffle's, it was so short-lived Andy Worski's boxing career. Andy Worski in the ring with Salt Poppy lasted longer than phase 2 of your fucking operation to drop Kiwi Farms. The felted fucking Phoenix lasted longer on his feet in the ring, and he was knocked out in 10 seconds. They dropped on your ass with an elbow from the top ring, Keffels. Dakota East, he's out there, he's doing a little dance right now. He's doing a little Keffels dance. Laughing about it. I bet if we went over and watched Destiny's stream right now, Dakota East is donating to Destiny and laughing about it. It's just, he's sending bitcoins to Josh and high-fiving people in the office. Oh, Keffels. Not like this. Not like this, Keffels. Now, there is one more modern update. So, Keffels fled the United States. They went over to Europe, whatever. They got doxxed by a doorknob. I'm not kidding. Somebody, you got to remember, the internet, this is another thing. When He Will Not Divide Us happened, right? Remember Shia LaBeouf wanted to do his art project about Donald Trump? And people showed up for the first couple of exhibits, and they laughed about it and screwed with Shia, and it was fun. And Shai got really mad and started beating people up, and cops are coming. So he moved the location somewhere, and they found that one. So then he moved it again where it was just a flagpole, and the camera's pointed at the sky. You remember that? And people used the sound of airplane noises and the angle of the fucking sun to find the exact location of the flag that Shia LaBeouf had put in the wilderness. And then they used a drone to steal it. And then he had to start putting it in like art museums, and they broke in through the rooftop. Like, that's what the internet is, Keffels. That's when you put a challenge in front of people. That's when you tell them, I'm in hiding, you'll never find me. They're going to start doing CSI shit with doorknobs. So they found Keffels somewhere, I think like England or Ireland. I don't fucking know. They found them. He Will Not Divided Us, Keffels, and found them with their collective autism. And now apparently being posted on 4chan. So I guess 4chan's next, right? If Kiwi Farms is terrible, 4chan must be next, because this was one of Keffels' more recent tweets right before this stream started. Yesterday I was ending the stream where I gave updates on Drop Kiwi Farms campaign. This was posted online just outside my address. Shortly afterwards, Northern Ireland police came to the apartment I'm staying in because someone had attempted to swat me. And let me just enhance a little bit here, folks. Hold on one second. I'm gonna need to get some CSI boys out here. There's something of interest in this picture that I think we need to take a look at. Let me just put that up there. There we go. Let's just zoom in on the note that the person had. Now, I don't know, chat. Can you read along with me? So, dead names. I'll protect you, Keffels, and just refer to you as Ukas. Ukas out of our community. Iwi Farms, Altroons, something sister Kiwi Farms Force, First Need, and sisters. Hail Josh the Corn Lord. But what does that bottom thing say? Ethan Gunt Ralph told me to do this. Uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh, chat. Now, I know that Ralph was all saying that police report was 100% accurate. Oh, my God, MTG's been swatted, and it's the staff at Kiwi Farms that did it. Did Ethan Ralph of the Ralph Retort? Is this him? I haven't. Have you seen Ethan Ralph lately? I haven't. Did Ethan Ralph personally go to Northern Ireland and then wanted to get some credit and said, Ethan Ralph told me to do this? What is Ethan Ralph telling people to do? Shit, Nick. You already had 2 people getting arrested for connection with your group in Big Alaska. Now Ethan Ralph is directing people to holler at her? That's terrible. Ralph, what are you doing? There it is. I mean, that's Keffels' account. I don't know what's going on, buddy. I don't know what you're doing. I disavow. Let me just say this. I fully disavow, Ethan. You shouldn't be doing that. It's terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. I can't believe you're doing it. Think of all the trauma that poor Keffels has gone through. Ethan Ralph out there directing shenanigans. Ralph, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, buddy? In fact, I think we need to do a poll. Is Ethan Ralph guilty of this? Okay, let's let that poll. I put that poll up. I know there's always a bit of a delay, but we'll let some people vote on it. We've seen what Kerfuffle says. Do we take Kerfuffles at their word? Is Ethan Ralph guilty of this? Have they been sending people to holla at Queen Kerfuffles? You know, while you're voting that poll, let me remind you of who we're talking about here. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Is this man behind the reign of terror that's going on right now, chat? Look into his eye. At least one of them. They both point in different directions. And ask yourself, is he responsible? Who has the most to gain from making Kiwi Farms go down? Ethan Ralph does. Who hates Joshua Connor Moon more than anyone on the internet? Ethan Ralph does. Who would benefit the most from a false flag? Ethan Ralph would. Look at this mastermind. I'm thinking it's a yeah. I'm thinking that note was a little bit of too much honesty. What does the chat say? How guilty is Ralph? Is Ethan Ralph guilty of this? So far, 1 minute in, 92% out of the 4,300 that have voted have said yes. Guilty as sin. Send that man to jail. Oh, Ralph, you fucked up, buddy. You got caught. The chat's on to you. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go with the majority here. Too many votes to ignore. Far too many votes to ignore. Look at the face of terror. Look at the face of terror that's hunting down Kerfuffles internationally. Maybe it was you, Ethan Ralph. Maybe it was you. Oh, he's a fixin' to holler. Okay, fair enough. We've had 2 minutes of votes. Let's see what the final result is. 5,100 votes in. Still consistent. 92% say Ralph is guilty as sin. 8% saying no. Those 8% must be confused. Clearly he's guilty as sin. But there we go. Queen Kerfuffles. Oh, Ralph, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, when I talked about this and said it's a larger issue than just simply a fight between Kiwi Farms and Kerfuffles, it is. I think anybody pretty much knows the reality of what we're dealing with online at this point, don't you? And we all experience it daily at this point. It is a very restrictive environment. If you say things that aren't considered to be what's promoted, you're deplatformed, or you're banned, or you're thrown off, or you're demonetized. We saw that coming. I talked about that years ago. So did a lot of other people. I mean, it was very obvious kind of the direction it was heading. Clean up the internet, commercialize it more, get rid of the elements we don't like, segregate them out, and silence them. And that's gone on now for quite some time, to the point where I bet if you wanted to go on Twitter, or on Facebook, or on YouTube, where we are right now, there are just things you can't say. There are opinions you can't say. And that happens to everybody. I know Ralph likes to go on about, oh, Daddy Jim won't say a bad word on YouTube. How many bad words is Ralph saying on that verified Twitter account? None. Because he knows if he does, it's gone. You know if you say certain things, you're gone. And so we exist in an internet where there are few and far between places where people can go and say what they want to say. Now, I know there's been a big argument about how are people going to defend Kiwi Farms. I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Kiwi Farms is a great place. It's a shit heap. And I love it that it's a shit heap. It's a place where people go and they're mean. And they say mean shit. Kiwi Farms is a place where people go to gossip and be assholes. And there aren't very many of those places left. They get knocked off every year. As the main social media platforms and the main video platforms get more restrictive, these secondary sites, which some are large and some are small, are getting knocked off one by one. There used to be an 8chan, doesn't exist anymore. Now they want to get rid of Kiwi Farms. Encyclopedia Dramatica, whether it's up or down, do you think that's going to last? And then what do you have left? 4chan? How long do you think 4chan is going to last? got rid of 8chan, want to get rid of Kiwi, want to get rid of Ed. What do you think is going to happen to 4chan then? There's your anonymous image board. It's going to go. And then you will really have nowhere to go. When those large providers, whether they're an image board or a forum, are gone, the places that let you say the things you want to say, to be an asshole like you really are, like we all really are at heart, when they're gone, they're fucking gone. There'll be small places. They'll exist fractionally, but they won't be loud. You'll be presented with the choice of say what you want and have no one hear it, or say what we tell you and be allowed in the conversation. That's what useful idiots do. That's what grifters and con men perpetuate. They knock out the places you like to go to say the things you want to say, and when they've served their purpose, they're cannonballed out and nobody remembers them, but the damage is left behind. This fight between Kiwi Farms and Kerfuffles is part of that. You know, these pieces and players aren't as important as that overarching conversation. If you let them do what they're trying to do right now, it won't end with Kiwi Farms just like it didn't end with 8chan. It will continue on. Think of the amount of places that used to let you do stuff that don't anymore. Look at the saga of Something Awful. Even before Lotex went crazy on his goldberry cookies or whatever the fuck they were, and all the shit that happened with him, you could see the transformation slowly become more restrictive until he was forced out and had to sell, and then it became more censored. Look at something like NeoGAF and Reset Era. It got so bad that eventually the fucking site broke in half because it was so fucking restrictive. And it was their argument wasn't that it was too restrictive. It wasn't restrictive enough. We need Reset Era. We need to make it even more authoritarian. I bet there are a lot of websites that you use, whether it's well-known 2.0 social media or even the older shit, where you just can't fucking say anything anymore. You just can't. And that's a horrible kind of internet to have. Yes, people are going to be assholes on Kiwi Farms. Yes, people are going to say atrocious shit. Yes, they're going to make shit up just to get a laugh. Yeah, they're going to do all sorts of shit. But that's the fucking internet. Or that's what the internet was, when people could say what the fuck they wanted to say. Now, Kerfuffle wants to attribute deaths to Kiwi Farms and say people were driven to suicide. I don't believe it. I outright reject it. I don't believe that's true. But let's take an example of where that could be true. Let's talk about 4chan. How many fucking times, I can't even count how many times I've seen somebody blow their fucking head off with a shotgun because of R9K. How many suicide threads do you think you've seen on 4chan? I've seen a few. How many murder threads have you seen on 4chan? I've seen a few. So if the justification to get rid of Kiwi Farms is that, I guarantee you the pressure that will be mounted will be on 4chan next. I guarantee it. They won't stop. They're not going to say, oh, well, we think people killed themselves because of Kiwi Farms. They're going to pull up WebMs of people blowing their heads off with shotguns and say, look, that's 4chan. That's R9K, that's Pol, that's B. That needs to be getting rid of. That needs to be taken down, needs to be sanitized. Can't sell a Toyota with that here. That is not an internet I fucking want. That's not an internet you should want. We shouldn't be co-signing quickened death of the last few places where you can actually just fucking talk on the internet. And that's what we're dealing with. And why are we dealing with that? Because a grifter wants to make money? I mean, there's more to it. Let's talk about some of the statements Kerfuffle's made that actually drew attention to them after people started digging into them. And I'm just going to focus on shit that's archived, right, on their Twitter. This is shit they just publicly said. But it'll give you an idea of why people are fucking fed up with this shit. So let me pull up some of these, and let's take a look, because this is just from last year before they began their ratioing crusade on the internet. So here's the first one from back in June from Kerfuffle's account. To all TERFs who might read this, I've assisted at least a dozen minors getting on hormone replacement therapy, cope and seethe. Somebody asked, tell me how. I used to help run a youth group for trans people ages 12 to 20, and we helped them by directing them to informed consent clinics where they could start taking hormones and show them how to use the medical system to get it covered by government health insurance if they need it. So this is kind of when Kerfuffle is starting to talk about getting young children below the age of consent, under 18, into taking hormone replacement therapy, into transitioning, Now, they frame it initially as it was a youth group, we sent them to government clinics, but as it goes on, it changes. The story changes. As a former trans kid who is now a trans adult, I want to say to all the young trans people who follow me, I love you, I care about you, I will fight for you, we will win. There's hope for people like us in the world, they cannot and will not keep us down. This is from March of this year. If anyone feels lonely and needs to talk to, the Discord community on Twitch is a great place. So Kerfuffle's last year is talking about how they're going to provide services and direct people to how to transition while they're underage. Now they're inviting them into the Discord to talk about it. But we go further. This is from June of this year, so a year after they said it was government clinics and informed consent. Now they're saying, I am proud to announce I'm sponsoring the Do-It-Yourself HRT directory. Healthcare is a human right and no one should be denied gender-affirming care because of anti-trans extremists in office deny trans people their rights. This directory has saved lives and will continue in the future. They follow that up with, when I was covering it on stream, a teenager from Texas in chat said when the ban on people under 18 receiving gender-affirming care happened, he used this directory to continue his medical transition. This is the path forward to help kids affected by these laws. I want you to understand what you're fucking hearing here. This is Kerfuffle's initially saying, I only provide resources from sanctioned clinics and the government to people that are under 18 for transitioning, to then saying, come visit me in my Discord to talk about what you can do, to then saying, here's a DIY approach to do it. Here's how we're going to provide care for people under the age of 18. To all the people coming to my profile because they are fans of Libs of TikTok, I'm not a teacher. You can't get me fired. I'm going to teach them, the kids who watch me on Twitch every day, and that's okay to love themselves. They are teenagers who are the courage to come out and have started transitioning because of my streams. I don't give a single shit about what you think. Call me a groomer if you want. History will absolve me. Just sponsored this. This is the same thing. So every time you call me a groomer, it makes me go harder. So you tell me, do you think it's safe for some random internet person to teach your underage child how to brew up a DIY HRT? Are we talking? Is this like prohibition? Bathtub gin? Like what DIY HRT? So you're going to tell them how to order chemicals online from stores that might not be reputable, how to cut it, synthesize it, mix it together, and then start taking it. And what if you get a dumb fucking 11-year-old Kerfuffles that takes your DIY thing and doesn't measure it right, or tries to take it in a way that is different than how you might have put it up there, and not overdoses, but I don't know, hits the wrong veins, puts it in themselves the wrong way, gets a bad batch of shit from Mexico, that Chinese website that gave them the portion they needed, it wasn't actually estrogen, it was sulfuric acid, who fucking knows? So you're going to provide this information to children behind their parents' back, teach them how to brew it in their bathtub, how to take it and be unapologetic about it. And then when people say, well, that's fucked up, then you start going on a spree about how you're, being persecuted, how it's anti-trans, how this is wrong, how dare you say this is wrong. It is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely insane, Kerfuffles. You know how many people in the United States are diabetic? Do you know how many people are directing them to go out and bathtub brew some fucking insulin? Probably nobody. Sure, might be possible, but you probably end up killing some people because of shit that's going to happen. And those are adults. And here you are talking about, HRT treatments. It's just insane. It's insane. There's no oversight. There's no safety precautions. You're telling children are just naturally fucking stupid. Children will make stupid mistakes. Children will not listen to important details. They're going to mix shit up in the wrong quantities. They're going to take it in the wrong way. They're going to do irreparable harm to their fucking bodies. They're going to go through mood swings and all sorts of crazy shit. And their parent, who's uninformed by this, is going to have no idea what the fuck is happening because you took them into the Discord to do this. And you're unapologetic about it. And then when a website like Kiwi Farms or a streamer like Destiny or whoever the hell else out there talks about it and says, that's fucked up, you shouldn't do that, then you're going to get them, quote unquote, clapped. You're going to get the website taken down. You're going to get them demonetized, deplatformed, banned, silenced. Because, oh, you can't, what? You can't say that this is insane and the wrong thing to do? I don't even need to go into Catboy Ranch and all that crazy shit with fucking teenagers wearing dog collars and shit. And it's in the thread. If people want to read it, it's in your thread about that shit. What I'm more focused on is the blatant hypocrisy, which, I mean, why would if hypocrisy is a dime, it does it on the internet, but just how bad you are at hiding it, and the power grab that's very obvious, and the grifting for victim points and money and power that you're doing, and especially the idea that you don't think that what you're doing is wrong in relation to teaching kids how to make bathtub gin estrogen, which is probably a terrible fucking idea. Yes. Oh, I like that. Somebody in chat said it's Troonshine. Can somebody copyright that name? I brought up some old Troonshine. Fantastic chat. I like that one. I like that one a lot. I'm not gonna lie. it's got a real good ring to it. Oh, I feel like we've reached a point. We've already been at this point. I suppose what I'm trying to do with this sort of stream is just, and this is why I'm just using shit from Twitter. Just archive shit from Twitter. Don't need to pull out anything else. People will generally tell you what they really are, and they'll tell you it quite loudly. And even if they try subtlety, it'll break through it. And I think Kerfuffle has made it pretty clear what they're about and what they want and who they are. I don't see some, brave trans activist that's trying to fight the good fight and was bullied for no reason. I see somebody that likes to start shit because they want fame and attention, who got, shit started and made money off it and wants to start even more shit, wants to throw their weight around, wants to do goofy shit. And you're not going to hear the press report on it, the HRT stuff, the True and Shine, or any of that stuff, because it doesn't fit with the narrative. And, a great case in point, when it comes to Kerfuffle wanting attention and fame rather than, fighting the good fight, here's a great example. What accounts do you think that Kerfuffle blocks on Twitter? There are a lot of people that'll post a screenshot that says blocked by Kerfuffle. Those are small accounts. Now, if Kerfuffle doesn't want to be harassed and small accounts are harassing them and they're blocking them, ask yourself, why aren't they blocking the bigger ones? Quarantine Coof didn't get blocked. Diorio and others didn't get blocked because you can't quote tweet them in ratio. You can't say, look, here's my villain of the week, give me more money. It's very obvious. If you felt you were being harassed, you'd be blocking all accounts. No, you block small accounts and leave big ones up because you want that ratio, you want that attention, you want that money, you want to grift shit. It's clear as day. Your actions are clear as day. And now you're hopping flights from one country to the next because Ethan Ralph is sending people to your apartment, I guess. People are looking at fucking doorknobs. You're Shia LaBeouf, Kerfuffle. You've turned yourself into Shia LaBeouf. It's reached outside of Kiwi Farms now. Now other people are paying attention and going, what the fuck is this? What goofy shit is this? And of course you want that because it's more villains. Everybody that laughs at you is a villain that must want you dead. Right? That hates trans people. That must be what's going on. There's a Key and Peele sketch, I think, that sums your ass up perfectly. It's these two guys in an office. One very quiet, one very flamboyant. Right? The flamboyant guy is super gay. And he's sitting there and he's just outright in your face about it. Got dildos and everything else. Being super obnoxious. He keeps calling the other guy. He keeps telling him, you're homophobic. You're homophobic. You're terrible. You hate gay people. As he's licking a dildo. Right? And then a few minutes pass and it's lunchtime and the quiet guy gets up and his boyfriend greets him. And they walk away. And the flamboyant guy turns around and goes, oh, maybe I'm not persecuted. Maybe I'm just a fucking asshole. Kerfuffle, maybe you're not persecuted. Maybe you're just a dick. Have you ever considered maybe you just have an unlikable personality and you do stupid shit on the internet, and people just kind of don't like you, not because of the trans thing, but just you as a person, they find to be just unpleasant. They don't like you particularly. Has that ever crossed your mind? You ever consider that a possibility? Yeah, go look it up, chat. It's a great sketch. I think it really sums it up pretty perfectly. It's pretty fucking dead on, I'll be honest with you. So I don't know. I don't know what phase 3 is going to be. I don't know what wonders await us for phase 3 because Cloudflare has fallen flat on its face. That's not going to happen. Maybe they'll create more pressure. I don't know. I know more articles are coming out. I think Josh keeps posting up emails where they keep asking him questions and he just replies with the press are scum. So, my guess is this will go on for another, let's say, week and a half to 2 weeks. And they will use examples of bigger accounts to get those ass pats and those ratios and make a few bucks, get a little more on that GoFundMe and that Patreon. And then they're going to try to parlay this. This is what I think will happen. They're going to try to parlay this into an organization. So we start with a website and the grassroots activism. And then they're going to make an organization. Remember bully hunters? Something like that. So they're going to make their own bully hunter organization. And that's when the grifting really starts. Because, oh boy, are they going to be asking for really big... We need millions of dollars to fight this. It's not just Kiwi Farms. It's those goddamn 4chaners too. And those idiots over at Encyclopedia Dramatica. We need to take them all out. We need to burn it all to the ground. We're going to need millions and millions and millions of dollars. I'm sure there are a lot of people that have problems with Kiwi Farms, and I'm sure a lot of people could go out and start their own hashtag and try to take it down. And maybe you'd have success. I don't know. But I'd ask you, if you're on that side and you really hate Kiwi Farms and you don't like Null and you want that gone for whatever your fucking reason is, take a look at who Kerfuffle is. Just how they act on social media. And ask yourself, is that the person you want to stand next to as you embark on this journey going against those gosh darn Kiwis? Or would you be better off, doing it on your own? Because Kerfuffle is not the martyr, the civil rights leader. They're not the freedom fighter that they are trying to pretend to be. They just want to make a buck. They want to get powerful and popular. And they want to just put on a show to make themselves the center of attention. And it has jack shit to do with trans people, trans rights, or trans suicide. That doesn't mean a fucking thing to them. It's just smoke and mirrors. You're having smoke blown up your ass. Kerfuffle just wants to use you, and they don't give a shit. You would be better off trying it on your own. What a fucking... It's been an entertaining show to watch this happen in real time. Because I've noticed Kerfuffle's, when you don't respond the way they want you to, again, they want to paint you as a villain. When you don't respond as a villain and just laugh at them and point out the stupid shit they say, they spiral out of control. And you can really see that play out over the last week. As they've made outrageous statements and said stupid things and then had to delete it to make themselves look better. So I don't know, I'm sure it's going to go into an organization, but maybe Kerfuffle does something monumentally stupid in the meantime. I don't know. But I'm going to watch it, have some popcorn ready. It's a hell of a show. Right now, if I had to gauge who's winning the war between Kiwi Farms and Kerfuffle, I'm actually very impressed that Null has held on as long as he has. Like, I thought, okay, they're going to get the media together. They're going to, just hammer the shit out of this. They're going to put pressure on these companies, and these companies are going to fold. But every step of the way, there's little Josh. There's our wizard. Let me put up Wizard Josh, the boy that lived, bitch. You thought you had him down, but he's the boy that lived. There we go. That's a picture of Josh. So there's little Josh using his wand out there doing magic. I guess, I don't know. I'd have to give it to Kiwi. He somehow got the site back up. He got a fully restored, working, with all the DDoS shit going on, with all the pressure being applied, with all the finances being attacked, with all the platforms and people being screamed at, little Kiwi Farms, shithole of the internet, is still holding on. Because this boy knows magic. Oh, was this the fabled book that Rowling never released? Was this the Harry Potter and the Tale of Troonshine? Was that the one that was supposed to come out after Half-Blood Prince, but we never got it? Is this like an ARG that Rowling has put together for us to advertise the brand new book coming out we never expected, and everybody's just playing a part in it? Keffels and Josh are part of the marketing team we just never knew. How would that story start? There's Keffels in potions class stealing from Snape to help all the younger students at the school transition. And here comes Harry with his wand. He's not going to let it happen. Damn you, Gryffindor bastards! If you hadn't gotten in my way, I would have taken all those potions. Everybody would have transitioned. At least 40% of the school. I see chat has a lot of subtitles for possibility storylines. I understand. Beautiful. Well done. I will say, aside from all this, thank fuck. Like, Ralph being a buffoon every month and Nick doing stupid shit occasionally, it's a breath of fresh air. Now I can watch Keffels. Now I can watch Keffels do stupid shit. And that mentality, by the way, is part of the reason Kiwi Farms is popular. People like to watch train wrecks. People like to watch goofy people do stupid shit, and they like to say mean stuff and laugh about it. Everybody does that. Your favorite live streamers that you watch, I guarantee, will talk about groups of people or events or things that have happened that are stupid or goofy or wrong, and you'll say mean shit, and you'll laugh about it, and you love it. Kiwi Farms is that in forum format. It's Encyclopedia Dramatica in forum format. It's 4chan in forum format. People like that kind of entertainment. Is that wrong? That's a philosophical conversation you need to have with the nature of what people are. I'm just saying the reality is we all like to laugh at dumbasses. Right? I think at the end of the day, chat, would you agree? Should we do one final poll? Do we like to laugh at stupid people? Let me ask the community. Maybe I'm alone here. But I have a feeling a majority of us do. I have a feeling a majority of us do. Oh, we got an overwhelming 98% so far. Oh. 1 second, chat. I've got visitors. I'm not sure which kind of visitors. Ooh, we'll see which one it is. Give me 1 moment, chat. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. And we're back, chat. Thank you for the potato delivery. I've got a lot of potatoes now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them all. Now, I'm a fan of shepherd's pie, which is very delicious. Also like a good baked potato with a steak. So, I can roll with any of that, really. Let me see if I can get you a picture A picture of my glorious potatoes. Oh, you'll have to wait 1 second. Oh, I believe my wife said it was DoorDash that was delivered. I don't know how it works, but get you a picture of the potatoes if I can here. Oh, okay. I'm waiting on, I'm waiting on the picture to be sent of me of the potatoes. Just 1 second. Here we go. Let me just, I guess I have to download it. Okay. 1 second, chat. Okay, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. show you what was delivered. Quite a few potatoes too, if I may add. Okay, hold on. Where did this get put? It's a very big picture. Let's see if we can get it up so you can see it. Can you, chat? Can you see the spuds? Are the spuds coming in? It's a lot of potatoes. It'll last me through the winter. Spud Chud Bros. Yeah, there you go. Spud Chud Bros. Oh, we're talking a lot of potatoes. That's a fuck ton of potatoes. Yes, has it turned into the year of the spud rather than the year of the chud? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, wait a minute. You know what, chat? I just thought of something. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to get rid of the potato picture just for 1 minute. I've had somebody deliver potatoes to me, so things have escalated, and now I need to go into hiding. Chat, potatoes have been delivered. Tactical potatoes have been deployed. I'm being spud bombed as we speak, and things have escalated, and now I need to go into hiding, chat. And the only way I can afford that is by selling merchandise. Remember to go to the Selfie store and buy yourself a fantastic hat or a sweater. Buy 2. I'm being potato hunted. They're changing the year of the chud into the year of the spud. Look at this harassment, this bigotry. I'm sending an Irish person potatoes. Clearly, this is a death threat. Clearly, I need to go into hiding. Terrible things are happening. Too many spuds are being delivered. The only way to fight against this intolerance is by buying shit from me, because I have to go into hiding because things have now escalated. Terrible. Terrible. Churlish and chicanerous. All right. Where were we on the poll, by the way? Do we like to laugh at stupid people? Let's see. 6,890 votes. Pretty good sample size. 98% said yes, we like to laugh at stupid people. 2% said no. 3%. Oh, it changed a little. I'm going to go, now this may be mean, but I'm going to guess maybe the 3% that said no are the stupid people being laughed at by the 97% that said yes. Could that be what's happening with this poll right now? Are the 97% bully jerks laughing at those poor 3%ers? Maybe. Potentially, possibly. Oh. I'm full of wrath right now. Oh, God, I forgot that tweet, too. Oh, I'm very wrathful right now. Very angry right now. So, that is the great internet kerfuffle. At least as it stands. I think you get the broader picture of what the larger issue is. of the people involved. Is Josh Moon a good person? No, probably not. Is Kiwi Farms a good website? No, it's a shit heap. Should it be ripped off the internet? No, absolutely not. Should we be letting people like Kerfuffle dictate where we can go and what we can say? Fuck no. Is Kerfuffle a freedom fighter? Nope. Is Kerfuffle looking to make money and get popular? Most definitely. Is Kerfuffle doing some shit behind the scenes that's bad? It seems like it. Brewing up Troonshine in the bathtub, probably a fucking bad idea. I'd say that's a bad thing. Probably gonna, end up getting somebody hurt eventually because people are stupid and don't follow directions well. So I'm glad our little wizard boy found a way to keep the website up. I look forward to watching what happens with this. I'm sure it'll develop. I'm sure there's going to be an organization made. It just seems like the next natural step to make lots more money. Will Kiwi Farms win the day at the end? Will they stay up? I don't know. Shit could turn on a dime, man. The internet moves fast. But if they go down, others will too. 8chan went down. A couple years later, Kiwi goes down. And then you got Ed and 4chan. And once they're gone, what do you have? Where are you going to go? What are you going to say? You're going to be muzzled like we're all muzzled on every social media platform and every streaming platform. And it's not even going to be just, that small nudge towards not saying certain words. It's going to devolve into every place becoming like Twitch, where even if something is said that isn't directed at anybody, but it's, an opinion they don't like, you're gone. If you behave off-platform in a way they don't like, you're gone. That's the kind of, pressure you're going to start feeling once all these other places are gone. And if you're a smaller site, a smaller image board, or a smaller forum, your ass is going to get chopped in half at the first sign of trouble. You're going to get your shit pushed in because you're too small to fight back. Part of this is given its size, Kiwi Farms, Sam would have it with 4chan and a few others, at least can get attention on it so people can watch this circus play out. But yeah, just watch social media, watch how they behave and what they say, and it's clear as day that Kerfuffle is in this not for the good fight, but to make money, to get popular, and to throw their weight around. That's all it is. And they'll sacrifice a good time and opinions they don't like to make that happen by playing international martyr and international victim, flying from country to country. Oh, people are saying Noel wants on. I wouldn't even know how to do that. What? We're not even on the same social media yet. Let's see. Josh said they're planning subsequent attacks, as in for women by women spaces. And, well, yeah, I did hear that. Build your own internet? No. I've seen people try that shit. Oh, I see people are fucking with me. Chris Chan is outside my house now? Is that where he went? After breaking out of prison? Listen, there's no way I can pull him on right now if he does want on. I will do a stream with Noel if Noel actually wants to do a stream talking about this situation. But it'll have to be later on. Maybe on his, or I'll set up one for like next Saturday or the Saturday after. And we could talk about the more interesting details of Kerfuffle. Because like I said, I mostly try to confine this to what they're doing on social media and the shit they're saying in regards to the site. That sort of stuff. I do know there is a bunch of fucking more in regards to Kerfuffle and what Kerfuffle has said and done and associated with, and the people that Kerfuffle is running on. So maybe a follow-up stream. I don't know. But we'll see where it goes. My voice is shit, by the way, folks. So I'm going to have to heal it with some hot potatoes. And I still have super chats to read because I put them at the end of the show. And there are a lot of them. And it's going to take me a while to go through them. So that is our Year of the Chud for August. Feels fucking refreshing, I'll tell you. We had like 2 minutes of Ralph and 2 minutes of Nick. And then we got fresh content. We got fresh Kerfuffle's content. And their War with Kiwi Farms. A little Acer Thorn in there as kind of a taster for what's to come. And to see the crazy shit that I'm sure is coming down the pipeline. So if you came out, how do I want to do this? I'll take a small break to do super chat before super chats. Fuck, because I got to get like a throat lozenge or something. I'm fucking dying here. And then we'll do the super chats. Otherwise, if you came out, I'm glad you had a good time. If you want to know more about Kerfuffles, hit up Kiwi Farms. All the information's in the thread. If you want to see Kerfuffles in real time doing stupid shit, just watch them on social media. They say dumb stuff all the fucking time. Otherwise, I will see everybody that is taking off next month for the September roundup. Anybody that wants to stick around, we'll get into super chats after the break. Let me, you know what? I'm just gonna play an opener. I need to get more songs. I need to get more music for these fucking streams. I know it's terrible, using the same shit over and over again. I get it, but you only hear it once a month, so I think it's not too terrible, right? But we'll see. Give it 5 minutes. Come back to super chats. Everybody else, have a fucking wonderful month, and I will see you in September.
Hello, everyone. You know who this is, yet you have absolutely no idea. Of course.
Wow. Somebody gonna be famous. Real famous.
I sit here writing to you now with my exceptionally long penis buried deeply and warmly into my vagina butt.
Isn't that neat?
Drone Hunter 77 has joined the game.
Call 911. This place needs to be swatted if I'm not.
You have a bully cabal.
You don't find people being bullied into suicide on 4chan.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Okay, if he says any more bad words, I'm gonna hang up on him. He doesn't own Key Farm, and he tried blasphemy. A little kid named Moon owns Kiwi Farm.
How do they make this more and more epic every time?
I'm sorry, I'm a soy-filled bitch with like videos.
Hey!
If we get Donald Trump just to tweet out, I mean, you know, just a tweet that mentions the hashtag Gamergate, it doesn't even necessarily matter how we use it. Man, the blue check marks are going to shit their fucking pants.
It's 2019. I can't believe anybody believes him. Any fucking ball of water.
True. I bet you when Jim finds out, he's gonna just give me so much shit.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
I've had over 1,000 rejections in real life, 2,000 rejections online, so that's 3,000 rejections total. I aim as low as possible. I aim for obese women, ugly women, ideally ugly and obese. I would do anything just for a 300-pound ugly white girl.
I said it's not even hot.
You are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it.
God, you're kidding. It's just like this deck.